I've not faced any problems like in terms of my gender, in terms of being an outsider, to get work. वो players to Karan Johar. I said कि मतलब I don't know कि मतलब मैं कहाँ से सुनाऊंगी उनको, you know. I remember like that. Those were the days when, you know, like spending so much money on the auto fare would also be a problem. How many times do you have to go to Dharma office? I've always looked up to A.R.Rahman as a kid. I love Amit Trivedi and they said like, but these are all males. Sing music which is not guided by like the language. It should be about what it makes you feel. आने दो दिल में आ जाने दो ये तो मुस्कुराहट को हाय हाय हाय
Jasleen, welcome on Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you.
How have you been doing?
I've been doing good. Like I've been doing really good now, and I'm back in Bombay, and I am working. So it's feeling like it's my ideal space to be in. Like Bombay is more like a home to me than my hometown. So I'm happy to be back.
Great. So as I was talking to you before we started, tell us something about your tryst with COVID, because it is still a mystery for a lot of people.
Yeah, it is. It is. Actually, I had gone back home. My parents were worried while I was in Bombay, so we drove back. I have a small dog, so we drove all the way from Bombay to Ludhiana, and everything was fine. I think after a month, I got it there. My mother got it, and I got it from her, I think. But it's fine now. Like the worst is over, and she and I fought COVID. But I remember like when I got the reports, I freaked out a little because like I had fever for like a couple of days, but you think like it'll go like it's nothing major, but I anyway got myself tested because I wanted to be sure. I had to come back to Bombay, so I thought like might as well get myself tested. What if there's a possibility? And the results came positive, and I freaked out because I was really afraid for my parents, and because they're much older. And my brother and everyone in the house. So like that one day when I got the reports, it was like a little scary. But uske baad,
Sure. No, it must be.
Yeah. Uske baad, then I spoke to a couple of my doctor friends, and they just said like isolate yourself and don't worry, and up your vitamin dose and all of that. So I came out of it fine.
Vitamin as in vitamin D.
Vitamin C, and I was told to do betadine gargles, and every day, even if I don't have an itchy throat, they suggest you do that because apparently it starts from your throat. And I was told to take steam and check my oximeter reading every 4 hours, and I did that for myself and my mother, and it was fine.
So how many days did it take for you to turn negative?
I think 11-12 days my reports were negative after that.
And I think you're still grappling with the sense of taste and smell, which is like a mystery for a lot of people who because they say that people struggle with the sense of taste and smell few months after as well.
Yeah, exactly. So pehle to I was not getting any sense of taste. Like it just disappeared like slowly. Like my mother lost hers, and then I was like, oh shit, like am I losing mine too? And then after 2 days I lost mine. So ours is not back. My mother's is still not back. But a couple of my friends who also got it in various parts of the country. Some of them got it back like within 5-6 days, and some of them are still struggling with it. So you don't know what is happening. But they say like it can take you a couple of months. So but I see like there's an improvement. I can smell a few things now, like some strong odors I can smell. So I think it's coming back.
It's coming back. No, I think that's wonderful. Okay, so what sort of efforts are you undertaking for this improving your diet and your nutrition? Because I think it's all about immunity at the end of the day. And even once you've recovered from COVID, you still need to be careful.
Yeah, of course you need to be careful. Like there are people where you've seen relapse. I'm a very extremely healthy person. Like I work out. I have an Ayurveda diet. I'm not like too much into junk food or anything. So I eat very sattvic khana, and I think I do my yoga and I go for my walk every day. So in that way I'm sorted. maybe that also helps like fight the virus off like without any major symptoms. But yeah, I'm taking my
Mm.
precautions. Like I'm still wearing a mask if I'm stepping outside, and like I'm doing my yoga exercises to keep my immunity high. And like I said, like I take a vitamin C and ashwagandha. I
Right.
from like Ayurvedic this thing. So I believe that, and I also like start my day with this like what do you think, like a concoction of like a lot of herbs like haldi, jeera, and all of that. So I start my day with that. It's a good habit, I
That's
think.
great.
Yeah.
No, no, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, and you've released the single recently that has crossed 4 million views on your personal YouTube channel. First of all, why is it important for you to release your music on your own YouTube channel?
Yeah, so honestly, eventually I want to reach a point where I don't need, I don't know if it's the right thing to say, but yeah, I would want to be independent. Like if I want to release something, if I like something, I want to put it out and I want to grow my channel and, like the kind of music I believe in. Like sometimes what happens is like when you collaborate with a lot of people, like labels, films, तो उसमें you lose your identity sometimes, and sometimes also like some amazing collaborations also happen. So I decided like there are going to be songs which I'll be releasing on my channel which I believe in personally, and sometimes people tell you it's not commercial enough, it's not that, so just to stay away from that, and I just want to do it for the love of music that I believe in. And otherwise also I am working on films and stuff like that, so I want to do both.
And you've also been rather vocal about why it's important not to purchase views and likes. That has been an issue in the music industry of late.
Yeah, of course. Like what happens is it's very tempting to, see your song touching 10 million, 100 million, because people have made that really important. Like, how many views does your song have? Like, even I see it in my own family, like someone, like my dad, is really, he keeps asking me, कितने views हो गए, कितने views हो गए? क्योंकि उनको लगता है कि views हो गए तो गाना hit हो गया. Like that's what people have developed in their mind. So जैसे like I go for like a family get together, so there's this chatter going on around you कि उस गाने के पता है इतने views हो गए, 400 million हो गए, 600 million हो गए, ऐसे होता है. But so people have started associating that with a good song and a hit song, which I disagree with. So it's very easy and very tempting to just pump in views. You also know that like how social media
Of
works.
course,
Yeah, but the
even
point.
dislikes are there. If people purchase dislikes for their
Yeah,
competition,
yeah, you'll see like the videos which have fake views will have a higher dislike ratio. That is also true. And but anyway, I'm saying ki instead of just having a number of fake views, ki like I reached 20 million in 2 days, and the real audience is like just 5 million out of that. What benefit am I getting out of it? Like I don't understand. Like it's just a number to tell people that इतना हो गया, but इतनी मेरे को audience नहीं मिली है, इतने लोगों ने मेरा song नहीं सुना है. So I find that a little pointless. But yeah, like to each their own. Like other people have different marketing strategies or whatever. So, but I personally not. I'm not a fan.
you're not a fan. Okay. And of late, we are listening to all these terminologies, movie mafia and music mafia and all that. You are this proverbial outsider as well who's come from outside and who's made a name for herself. Interesting part is that one of your songs that was supposed to be used in runningshabi.com was rejected at the last moment, and it ended up being part of Bar Bar Dekho, which was a much bigger film and became a hit.
Yeah.
And but you're not bitter. You've not been bitter about why the song was removed from runningshabi.com, and ultimately it paid off. So how do you look at these entire debates which are going on about movie mafia and music mafia and all that? Is it does it really exist? If you can be honest about it.
Like personally I've not experienced that, but I'm not gonna negate if anyone else has, because everyone has different experiences. But like I say like I've always been very vocal about how unfair award shows can be at times.
You've said that.
Yeah, so that's my personal experience which I'll always be vocal about. Like it's just not a fair place to be at. Like you go to award shows being really happy, and like you're nominated and you feel like your work will be celebrated and you'll be treated with respect and everything. So a lot of times it's all like, like this VIP culture takes over. Like the organizers and everything, they're just running behind who's the more famous person. It's no more about whose work is being celebrated this year. Even if you are a nominee. So I find that very disheartening, and I find that really sad. So that is something that I'm really against of. I hope that it improves in the future. I don't know, like since people have started talking about issues that bother them and that are like not fair. So I hope some improvement happens. But yeah, like personally, I've just felt and I've dealt with this area, but otherwise, I've not faced any problems like in terms of my gender, in terms of being an outsider to get work.
What is the importance of attitude? Because as I mentioned to you, like your song "Shadi.com" was removed at the
Yeah,
last moment, and then it finally got utilized in Bar Bar Dekho, because they can be examples. Maybe someone else could have treated that situation differently and maybe cried about it and made a hue and cry about it that my song has been removed and rejected and all that stuff. Because people tend to be very emotional about their creations. They can tend to be very subjective, and it's very fair as well. But then at times, many a times, we are the sum total of our decisions and our attitude. So what is the importance of attitude?
yeah, definitely. Like, जैसे, yeah, I've had a long journey in this short period of time. Like, I started from Delhi. I started
Mm-hmm.
doing like saving my money to release a single. Like I collected like some 25,000 to release my first single. Then I slowly moved to Bombay. I started meeting people, and like everything has happened in its own time. तो जब ऐसा होता है कि मतलब किसी ने मेरा गाना रिजेक्ट कर दिया है कुछ कर दिया तो during all of this journey na, so my belief in my songs have become more and more like like I don't have anyone to help me out or anyone to go to and just say ki, can you take my song or anything. It's just because on the merit of the likability like that I've received from people on or like the good feedback I've received from my listeners. Like I've started from scratch. तो धीरे धीरे करते करते मेरे साथ में लोग जुड़े हैं तो मुझे लगता है कि मेरे पास और कुछ नहीं है. आई जस्ट हैव माय म्यूजिक टू गो बैक टू. एंड अगर इफ आई एम कॉन्फिडेंट एंड इफ आई एम ऑनेस्ट इन मेकिंग माय सॉन्ग्स इन मेकिंग माय म्यूजिक तो मेरा काम वहीं पे हो जाता है. एंड इफ समवन लाइक्स इट समवन डजंट लाइक इट्स फाइन. दे लाइक्ड इट फॉर लाइक अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम एंड देन इन द एंड दे फेल्ट कि हमारी फिल्म में नहीं जा रहे हैं जो भी है दे नीड अ बेटर सॉन्ग्स. आई सेड ओके फाइन. ऑब्वियसली आई फेल्ट अ लिटिल लाइक थोड़ा हर्ट तो होता है कि like what did suddenly happen, like I was going to be a part of this movie so like I was happy in my head about being associated with the movie, but when it didn't happen after I was like fine, it's okay. And I've always had that attitude where I feel ki if this door has shut on me, I need to go somewhere else. So like what happened, like I was at a party in Bombay in my initial days, and someone said, I was just playing a song on my guitar and someone said like why don't you just go play this to Karan Johar. I said ki matlab I don't know him, मतलब मैं कहाँ से सुनाऊंगी उनको, like I don't know him. He said like try it out, na, find it out, go to the office or something. So I started looking for his number. I reached out to his manager or something like that, and then they directed me to a music supervisor in the office. So that's how I reached Dharma Productions. So I'm just telling you, like like I've just made my way of like some stupid thoughts कि try करके देखते क्या फर्क पड़ता है. तो
No, no, absolutely, absolutely. It is all about trying. Yeah?
I remember like that. Those were the days when like spending so much money on the auto fare would also be a problem. कि ठीक है चले जाऊंगी आ जाऊंगी वापस आ जाऊंगी बट उसके बाद क्या मतलब how many times you have to go to Dharma office was also like a calculation you had to make. So
No, no, absolutely.
I'm just trying to tell you that I have just gone and taken that leap of faith, or like I'm just because I believe in my music. And I
No, no,
thought,
absolutely.
I was very sure that I'll just go to Karan Johar and I'll just say like it's an amazing song. Like just give it to me.
Okay.
That's
I just like to ask you one more thing that you just said about the party part of it. Now, what is happening right now is we keep on seeing this on the news channels that की Bollywood की सारी parties में drugs होती हैं, drugs serve की जाती हैं, and people are forced. Like I've been around for a very long time. इसमें मैं अपने parties में नहीं जाता हूँ, but जितना मुझे अंदाजा है, मैंने आज तक ना experience किया है, ना ही मैंने कभी देखा है. आपका क्या experience है? क्या do people force drugs on other people, and is it like served on trays and all that?
No, yeah, I have personally not experienced that, or so I would not be able to comment on that. And also, I'm like a very like private person, तो मैं ज़्यादा parties में नहीं भी जाती हूँ, but मैंने अभी ऐसा experience नहीं किया.
Now, one more, you said about that there has been no discrimination as far as the gender is concerned. You're a music composer as well, and unorthodox sort of music composer, and the way your compositions are. And it is true that we've had lesser number of female music composers, like Sneha Khanwalkar is doing in the past. We've had Usha Khanna, and there have been few here and there as well. Now, how does that function? Does it, a lot of it has to do in your own mind as well, that when you don't think from that gender perspective, and when you approach,
Yeah,
and then if you don't have that in the mind, maybe then
yeah,
people don't are not having in the mind either that maybe we have to look at her from a gender perspective.
correct.
Does that work like that, or does it work in anything else?
I think I agree with you because अभी 2 दिन पहले I had this conversation. So someone asked me like, who do you look up to? So I said like I've always looked up to A.R.Rahman as a kid. I love Amit Trivedi and they said like, but these are all males. So I said, but how
Mm.
does that matter? You know, like I just look up to them for their work and the music they've made. It's got nothing to do with gender. That's what like some people will tell you ki, Arey, but you are a female. But some people will tell you ki it's just music we're talking about. It doesn't matter who made it. So you're gonna find all sorts of people. But you need to know like, are you going to limit yourself because of your gender? Or because you don't have role models who are females, because that's what you look up to. You need to look up to someone's discography, someone's talent, regardless of their gender, in your mind, and let people do whatever. Like you need to be good at your work, and I think nothing else matters.
Nothing else matters. Okay. Like I've seen someone like Vishal Dadlani, for example. I think he's extremely good with his singers and everyone else, and he's extremely like equal, in terms
Yeah,
of treating anyone and everyone. So,
for sure.
which is, and I'm sure that there are lots more people of that sort as well. Okay. Now, there are something about Dear Zindagi. I think that was a fabulous composition, one of my favorite compositions. And what is the process of arranging the music for? Who arranged the music for that song?
So that's a
Because
song
that
by
entire, that chorus is beautiful. I think the chorus is something that really elevates the mood
yeah,
in that
that
particular
song
song.
is by one of my favorites. It's by Amit Trivedi, and he called me to sing it. So it's
Right.
all the music bit is done by him, and yeah, I just collaborated as a singer on that track with him.
When you're collaborating as a singer, so do you also give some sort of suggestions, like in terms of maybe arrangements and all, or you don't?
Yeah, not with Amit Trivedi because I was in awe of him. I would still be
Right.
because I was like whatever he's doing, it's amazing, and I was trying to learn as much as I could when I met him.
Right.
And I was not like, should I tell him to do this? I was thinking, how should I, do justice to the track he's made? So it was never
Mm.
a question of me telling him. But yeah, like, but he's very collaborative. He'll ask you, how do you want to sing it? And I remember, like, when I was dubbing for that song, he went outside his studio room and he said, like, you dub it and let me know once you're done. So he did not, he briefed me a little bit in the beginning and then he just left it and he went outside, and that's what like I love about him. Like he's very open.
Yeah, absolutely. He's an amazing guy. Can
Yeah,
you hum a couple of lines from Dear Zindagi for us?
sure. I have my guitar ready. I'll just try this out. जो दिल से लगे उसे कह दो आए जो दिल ना लगे उसे कह दो बाय आने तो दिल में आ जाने दो ये तो मुस्कुराहट को हाय जाने तो दिल से चले जाने दो ये तो घबराहट को बाय love you जिंदगी love you जिंदगी love me जिंदगी love you जिंदगी
Okay, now would you want to experiment with like say English music or maybe music abroad? Uh,
Yeah,
does
why
that
not?
excite you?
I would love to collaborate with like some international artists and everything, because I obviously feel like language is no barrier, and
Mm,
like I've listened to so many of Tamil songs, Rahman's South Indian songs, and
mm,
like some foreign language songs. So there's this interesting collaboration happening also, which is not in English but some other language, which I can't talk about much. But yeah,
mm,
that's the idea. Like where I want to, sing music which is not
mm.
guided by like the language. It should be about
Right.
what it makes you feel.
Who have been your inspirations? What sort of training have you had? And what do you have in mind while composing? Because what I find interesting in your compositions is first of all that there is this minimalistic element in terms of arrangement. Your voice has this unique quality of a whisper in a way. It's as if you are not singing, maybe you're conversing.
Thank you.
Like,
uh,
I'll ask you multiple questions. I don't know if you remember
no,
all
no,
that.
I got it, I got it. So like I said, like I've looked up to A.R.Rahman, Amit Trivedi, Shankar Ehsaan Loy, Vishal Bhardwaj. I love Sneha's music also. And like,
In say abroad, in
yeah,
any English.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like I love Coldplay, I love Maroon 5, uh, and
Mm,
there's the film called Begin Again. I love its soundtrack. So yeah, I mean like these are the few artists that I love. I'm just thinking who else do I love more? Yeah, but you get the vibe. Like this is my space. But when I don't know, like, so I'm a self-taught musician. I've not taken formal training in it. So I just make whatever I like listening to. And there's no process for me. The process is just to emote in a way that touches my heart, because I'm the first listener. अगर मेरे को अच्छा लगता है, then I put it out. And then I, jam with other people. Or like if I'm working on a film, then I present the idea and develop it further. So my first step is to be happy and be touched with what I made. So that's the process. It's very simple, but not that simple because it can take you like days or like hours to make a song.
and do you agree with the whisper part of the voice and the conversational part of the voice? Is that something that you believe in? Is that an intention in terms of communicating the emotion part of
I don't know. Like I said, like I'm a self-taught musician, and
it?
something just happened because I was more interested in instruments when I was growing up. I wanted to be a
Mm,
composer always, and फिर वो जो guitar सीखते सीखते, then you need to sing songs, like while practicing. So that's how I started singing, and I developed my love for singing. So I don't know. It's something that I naturally do. तो मैंने इस पे ज़्यादा सीखा नहीं है, but I try to keep improving my skills. तो वो
mm.
अपने आप से ही हुआ है जो हुआ है. Yeah.
And what about minimalistic music arrangements? Would you agree that
Well, I don't
that
like
is
to
something which is like a in a way like a heart of your music?
yeah, well, I don't like to fill up my
Mm,
songs too much, but there are songs like
mm,
which are like out and out like commercial party numbers, जैसे नच देने सारे from बार बार देखो. That's a fully produced song, and there was another song I did, Peg Ya Khalara. Uh, so I don't know, like I naturally am inclined towards certain sounds which I translate in my music.